let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick back. If a nigga owe you something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Into the trends. See you, Lee, be the band.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It's your boy Foster Child in the building. We are back with another episode of Bleachers to Speakers, and this is the Postgame Show. Monday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens, and the Lions will reign victorious. They go into Baltimore and get the job done. The game is not quite final yet, but it's pretty much a wrap. We got a minute 42 left, and the Lions are up 38-24. They just sealed the deal with a touchdown from David Montgomery. This is a great win for Detroit. They had a rough first game in Green Bay. They came back, destroyed the Chicago Bears. But this was circled on the calendar. We have a lot of tough games on the road. We got the Chiefs. We got the Eagles. We got Baltimore. I'm getting cooked in fantasy because my boy's got David Montgomery. Y'all know Coach. He's got David Montgomery, so I'm cooked. I actually had Jackson and Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers did nothing, and his effectiveness was minimal. But this is not about my fantasy team. This is about your Detroit Lions. Like I said, this game was circled on the calendar as a tough ball game that, if I would have predicted going into the season, I would have said that Baltimore probably would have came out on top. The talk going into the game, Pay talked about it on the show, Lamar Jackson's record against the NFC, especially at home. And the last time the Lions went to Baltimore, it was not pretty. Let's pull up. Well, first and foremost, let's talk about the keys to the game. I did write an article about the keys to the game. There were three main keys. Control the time of possession. The Lions went down pretty quickly in the first drive and scored. But that second drive we held on to the ball for quite a period of time. Over the course of the game, it did end up evening out. But when we look at the final numbers right now, the Lions held the ball for 7 more minutes than Baltimore. We needed to keep the ball out of Lamar Jackson's hands and Derrick Henry. Then Derrick Henry had a pretty solid game, but that 50 yards, Lamar Jackson only had 30. So we held them down after that. The first half was where they did most of their damage. The major play of the game being that forced fumble by Hutch, where he punched the ball out of Derrick Henry's left hand from behind as they tried to drive down the field. Now, the Lions were not able to do much more than they ended up kicking a field goal because Christian Mahogany got called for a pretty blatant face mask penalty where he just got his hands too high and then he could not. His hands got stuck in the face mask. So a pretty rough play. But I'm extremely impressed with the pass rush and the defensive line as a whole. I think we finished with, if I'm not mistaken, 7 sacks. We had 7 sacks. I know Muhammad had 2. I know Hutch had a couple. He really turned up in the second half. In that first half, we kind of got off to a slow start with the pass rush. But we turned things up. We got a couple of sacks from our linebackers as well. Derek Barnes got a sack. Jack Campbell got a sack. These are kind of on plays where they were kind of mirroring and playing a spy for Lamar Jackson, who we know is a running threat. And they played that role seamlessly. Trevor Nowatzki, he went head up with he went head up with Lamar Jackson and didn't bite on the move and got a good sack out there. I know Hutch had at least a half a sack, or I know he had at least a full sack and possibly a half a sack. But overall great game from the front seven as a whole. But as far as the other keys, the other keys to the game, protecting Jared Goff, we allowed 0 sacks. The same thing that happened in the Bears game, and we know how accurate Jared Goff can be. He at one point he was 14 of 17. He finished with 18 for 26. Not a ton of yards. We had a couple big plays early in the game, a couple long passes to Jamison Williams, and he kind of disappeared. 2 for 43. He had 2 receptions for 43 yards on the first drive. Lamar Jackson scored a touchdown. Let's see what's going on here. Wow. It's only 29 seconds left. Okay. Didn't miss that one. Holding on what? The defense? Leaves ineligible receiver downfield decline. Okay. Lions are up 8. Jared Goff's up there sweating bullets. I don't know what happened.
What's the word, King?
Yo. Damn, they scored?
Yeah, they scored. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
We got to add some more audience to this thing. Foster, you got to put the Twitter on and
yeah. I was that's what happens when I set shit up. It's all rocky. Are you able to add it later on? Probably not.
On it right now.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I'm like, where everybody at? I guess watching the game since it's not over.
Mm-hmm. It's all right. Now we'll wait for them to get here. We will wait for them to get here. Putting it on my Facebook.
Oh, we blocked the field, or what is this? Special teams block field goals. Oh, they talk about some miscellaneous ish.
And
damn.
You good, brother?
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm great. Nothing can. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why you got to add the people, man. You got to add the people, man. The people want to know. I'm willing to bet that everybody's from Twitter. Willing. Yeah. And before we get into this post game, the game's not quite over,
right?
But still, make sure you subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube. We're almost at 300 subscribers, man. So you watching out there on Twitter land, please stop what you're doing, subscribe. Make sure you like, share, and comment. We almost have a final. I'm sitting here waiting, man, because I left the TV. We go up.
Hutch just got the onside kick.
Okay, so it should be a wrap then. I'm pretty sure they used their timeouts. I left after we went up 2 touchdowns, so I was like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I'm assuming they used them on the last offensive drive. Well, welcome. Now we got some folks.
Yeah, man. That's how it be, man. We
in here talking to myself.
Nah, man. Foster, man. We back, baby.
Hey.
Hey, you know what I was thinking about too? We got a final 38-30. Lions go into Baltimore. We haven't beaten the Baltimore Ravens since 2005.
Oh my God. What was I doing in 2005?
20 years ago. That's was crazy. The last time we beat Baltimore. It's crazy, right? And the score's 38-30, but it was BTA to me, man.
Yeah, that last touchdown was kind of a garbage one at the end, similar to the touchdown we got versus the Packers.
It had nothing to do with score. It had everything to do with the trenches. We were running the ball at will between the tackles. I know they had two of their best defenders out, but that's when you take advantage of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're going to, play into their hands because they're injured. You gotta go out there and you establish. Montgomery had a great game. Man, it was smash mouth football and once again some gutsy calls by Dan Campbell, man. Troy Aikman said he has some onions. That man got some onions.
Man, yeah, you hear that?
Yeah, man, we back, man. I want to say, man, Foster, we got a homie out there, right? And he's a
Ben Johnson.
He's a Bear fan and a Raven fan. He does.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I know he hates us right now.
Back to back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So
yeah,
it is what it is, man. Lions win 38-30. I think, Foster, what we've been saying holds true this whole time. When we talk about not playing a snap in preseason, it kind of hurt us in that first game. And you start to see that interior line starting to gel a little bit after a couple games. And that's Glasgow's not young, but those two guards, very green, very young. And
Glasgow's just not very good.
He's serviceable.
If that.
He's serviceable. I mean, you can see it. He's serviceable. He's not the best. He's not horrible, but he'll do. And that was the backup plan when you lose, Frank Ragnow last second. They didn't have a contingent plan for center going into the offseason. It was just like, what can you do? That's a great picture, by the way, man. You got that tonight too. That was from tonight's game, but I like your style there, Foster. Like your style. I was pretty disappointed though. Well, first of all, going in at half at 14-14, and then they're getting the ball and going right down the field and making it 21-14. And I was
were up at that point, huh?
Yeah. I mean, we outplayed them in the first half. I think the mistake was after we got the fumble with less than 2 minutes left, we go 3 and out and didn't burn up any clock. And with a minute, they score. They make it 14-14. They get the ball at half. They up 21-14. They got all the momentum. But you know what happened right after that? Another drive. Another drive. They drive right down the field. They make it 21 up. And then the Lions scored 2 drives of 90-something yards in this game. 2. Remember we was in the first half at the 1-yard line or 2-yard line?
Yeah. Was that the long run by Montgomery or was that later on?
No, that was later on. That was later on. We're talking about in the first half where they chewed up about 10 minutes worth of clock.
Oh, yeah. The first time. Yeah. Time of possession. We talked about it.
We talked about it. And that's why y'all should be subscribing to the show. Me and Foster talked about keys to winning this game, and they did exactly not that we knew that they were going to do it. We were just saying, hey, this is what it's going to take to win. And, shout out to my boy Zeke. He predicted us to lose 47-21. He's probably not watching or listening, but I was talking really crazy because his Packers lost yesterday. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to get in the chat after this, Foster, and talk to the fellas. He called me when we were up 28-24, and I'm like, nope, you're not jinxing me. Nope. Not jinxing that. Nope. Not at all. Not at all, brother. Not listening to you, not doing anything. So, Foster, what did you like about this game, man?
So, I it, we the beauty is that we have two different running backs that we can give different looks to. They both remain fresh throughout the game, and when one of them isn't rolling, more than likely the other one we can get going. Early on in the game, it was David Montgomery. He had I think Gibbs had like 9 carries for 10 yards or 8 carries for 10 yards, something pitiful like that. It was Montgomery's bruising, hard running that that was more effective early in the game. But you saw the elusiveness too. You certainly saw it when he, caught that seam up the middle and ran. I think they said it was the longest run of the year. So I don't know if it was like 70 yards or something like that, but it was a pretty, we've seen him put on the Jets and run away from some folks. We saw it against Roquan Smith, and we saw him on that long run. But I think that softened the defense down a little bit because early on they were camped in that backfield, and it was pretty disheartening. And we've been known to abandon the run at times, and justifiably so today because, despite how good of a running game we did have, we did struggle early on to hold them down in the trenches, but ultimately it got the job done. Montgomery actually ended the game. Was that on a pass or was that a run too? Not ended the game, but that 38th point was a pretty long run. So,
you know what I like, Foster?
I
believe it was 7 sacks.
Yes. I think Kelvin Shepherd. I think we can be rest assured that he's is a fine replacement to Aaron Glenn, and the same can be said for Johnny Morton. John Morton cooked up a couple of nice gadget plays. That pitch play, they said you were going to see some interesting players in the backfield. I think we saw Gibbs, Laporta, and Montgomery all in the same backfield.
I like that shit, T. I ain't like that, man.
Well, maybe that particular play didn't work out too great, but you open up a lot of different possibilities, especially when you can put St. Brown back there. He can take the handoff and the attention to detail to turn the ball so that he was ready to pitch it over to Gibbs. I mean, there's no way they thought that's what was going to happen, but
I was scared. Like, oh, what are you doing? But
it worked. Thank God Gibbs caught it, and it was a perfect pitch because that was very unorthodox. But he's showing that same creativity that a lot of people thought after one game that we no longer had. But 50 points against the Bears. I won't say expected, but not terribly surprised by it. But returning that with 38 points on the road against the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, they got to be feeling pretty unstoppable.
Yeah. And Muhammad had 2. They got him down to having 2.5 sacks.
Okay.
They got him marked down in ESPN stats, got him as 2.5 sacks. Anzalone has a half a sack. Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Trevor Novoski, and Hutch had a sack and a fumble, and caused a fumble.
Yep, the biggest one was that that forced fumble when they got the ball back. I think at that point we were up 4. Yes, we were up 4 because we ended up kicking a field goal and making it a 7-point game. But yeah, that stopped them. That stopped him pretty quick. And I guess Derrick Henry's had some issues this year. He fumbled one against Buffalo as well. So that one I can't. Well, I mean, you always got to protect the ball at all times. But that one, Hutch kind of crept up on him and punched it out. And when a man of that stature, I mean, Derrick Henry's a big boy himself, but he didn't see that coming.
No, he was. And I was afraid he was going to get outside because it was like, oh, he got around the edge and
right.
Touch. punch that ball out. Ball's on the ground. DJ Reed picks it up. Hey, we only got 3 out of it though, and I was pretty disappointed at that point. Like, come on, man, we need 7. We need to shut the door. We need to shut.
Yeah, that was one of those scenarios where it was like, we had an opportunity. That was it right there. I mean, same thing can be said about that third down play. That, like you said, it was conservative play calling. Gibbs falls, I think, a yard or so short, and they Dan Campbell shows his big cojones and seals the essentially seals the deal. Well, no, it didn't seal the deal until he ended up Montgomery ended up scoring that touchdown, but that kind of broke their back right there.
Yeah, every game, Goff has that 1 or 2 throws that make you seem like, well, he just like it's just a bad pass. It goes into the dirt or it doesn't reach the. But then most of the game, it's pretty pinpoint. That 4th down pass, the loft, it was a perfect pass.
Right in the breadbasket.
4th and 2, you call that you got to have some heck of confidence for your quarterback to make that call. And, that was just, I was like, wow. When that, I knew it was over after that. Knew it was over. I said, yep, it's a wrap.
Yeah, the difficulty, I mean, for it to be 4th down and short, that wasn't the easiest pass to throw, but he made it look like, man, I do this, man. Come on now.
It seemed like when him and Amon-Ra St. Brown are on the same page in the game, it's crazy. It's crazy. And he led all receivers for the Lions with 7 catches for 77 yards. Also, Jamison Williams had 2 catches for 43 yards. Kind of spread the ball around a little bit. No catches for Tesla tonight.
Yeah, he missed him on that. It was a play that it was right on the line as far as whether you're going to cross the line of scrimmage and try to get the first down or make the pass. He decided to try to make the pass. He kind of threw it across his body and couldn't get enough on it. But J-Mo just had those 2 long catches early on that first drive, and he did not get targeted. Did he get targeted?
No.
He had one more target for the game, so I don't know where that was at, but and that might have been on that target might have been on that first drive too. But yeah, he Sam Laporta had 4, Gibbs had 6. But yeah, pretty balanced. Couple attempts to Khalif Raymond. Mark Andrews killed us tonight. Jeez, when you talk about
he went to work, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, first and foremost, when you look at the 288 yards that Lamar Jackson threw, it's gonna look a little bloated because it was kind of in contained for the last little bit of the 4th quarter. But yeah, Mark Andrews is more than anything. Bateman had 5 for 63.
I got tired of Bateman. He had big catches when it was time. It was first down catches though.
Yeah, Zay Flowers was locked up. I want to attest that to Meek Robertson, I think.
Well, Reed was on him a little bit as well.
On Flowers, okay.
Yeah, you saw 4-on-4 a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you did. You did see the 2 4s, and it's funny because it's like, how short is DJ Reed? Because Zay Flowers, I think, is taller than him.
Yeah. So, you know what's crazy, Foster, is that even though this is a big win, we have a big test next week versus
do we?
The Browns defense has been.
We have the Browns next week?
Yeah.
See, that was one of the games that was supposed to be easy, or easier.
Hey, that Browns defense is nothing to be played with.
Now they beat the Packers, but the Ravens beat them up for what it's worth. So,
yeah, I mean, but that defense is good. They stopped the run. They're going to stop the run. And
this is in Detroit.
I don't know where the game is.
Jeez, how many road games do we play? I mean, obviously they didn't even them out, but damn.
Yeah.
Nah, it's in Detroit. Yeah, it's in Detroit.
Yeah, man, it's definitely. I'm confident against Cleveland, but I think it's going to be a tough game. I don't see them moving the ball like that. So I think it's
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we might see Shedeur Sanders in that game. No, it's fine. Probably not.
But
probably a good sign if that's the case. But
yeah, it was. I haven't heard from my comrades from the NFC North, man.
Nothing too much. They're talking slack a little bit.
Well, Dave usually get on the show and be like, "Good."
Oh, yeah, it's late. 10:30 where he's at.
Yeah, Dave don't have anywhere to be in the morning.
Hey, I don't know what he's got going on.
Hold on, man. We got to do a quick commercial break, man. If you're watching, give us about 10 seconds. If you're listening, you're going to hear some wonderful ads from our sponsors. Lions win 38-30. A very impressive win for the Detroit Lions. We haven't won against Baltimore, the Ravens, since 2005. And I think the running back was Kevin Jones.
Who? When the Virginia Tech. I was like
Virginia Tech. What was the guy that the quarterback we didn't like from Oregon, the Heisman?
Oh, Joey
Harrington.
Was it him?
Joey Harrington was quarterback. Boy, it was dog days, man.
Kevin Jones was sweet though.
Yes, he was. His injury.
He played with Vic, I think.
Yeah, his injury.
It was either Marcus Vic or Michael Vick that he played with.
Yeah, but he was like super fast.
Yes.
He just injuries. Same with the running back out of Cal.
The best.
Yeah.
I think he went to Oregon, didn't he?
I think he went to Cal, didn't he? He went to Cal. Yeah, check it out, man. I'm pretty sure he went to Cal.
You're right. Who was the running back I'm thinking of that went to Oregon?
Super fast, man. Both of them had juice and just couldn't stay healthy. But yeah, man, Montgomery. Let's talk about Montgomery because he had the final touchdown run for the Lions, but the 72-yarder that he broke away from that he didn't score on, he had the awareness to protect the ball at the end. That's what I like. He knew he wasn't going to outrun all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, he kind of looked over his shoulder, saw a defender, and kind of ran a different way and covered the ball, which was very, very, very smart of him. Very smart.
Very.
Yeah. So I was worried about somebody coming, running from behind and poking the ball out, punching the ball out. Because that's what they do. And it was like, oh, come on, because I knew he wasn't going to outrun them. But that's one thing that the Ravens have. Them D-backs, they can run. They have some really fast D-backs, and it's like he's not gonna outrun them. And they caught him, but he protected that ball and got us down there, and we scored. He had for the night 12 carries, 151 yards, Foster.
So how many is that? That's about
12.6 average.
When you have a couple long runs that you break, yeah, you can average 12. That's insane.
Gibbs had 22 rushes. He got the ball 22 times, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns though.
2 touchdowns, we'll take it.
Yeah. So, when you see they were committed to the run tonight. They were committed. That's 34 rushes. And Jared Goff only passed 28 times.
Jared Goff had a run, didn't he?
Wheels running. Wheels got a couple yards on that, man. I was like, I don't know who's the better runner, him or Lamar.
Hey, Lamar only had 35.
Man, they was on him. They were on him. They when he had that one chance to get away. To Muhammad got him. And so it was crazy. It was like in the first quarter, it was that first drive. He looked like it looked like it was going to be a long night. We were up 7-0, and they drove right back down the field. And
Henry got that easy that cut back and that untouched. I'm like, damn.
A long night for us defensively.
Yeah,
long night. He only wound up with 12 carries, 50 yards.
Yeah, we held them under 100. Yeah, the trenches. This game was one of the trenches. They had a couple guys out, Vinoy and the other guy, and we exploited them, took advantage of them. We talked about how Derrick Henry, how his running attack is, it's dangerous late in the game when the defense is worn out, and I think that they are the team that ultimately was worn down. And we're always keen and worried worry about the running quarterbacks, and the linebackers did an excellent job of staying home and keeping an eye out on Jackson. And the linebackers alone had about 3 sacks. Yeah, Jack got one, Barnes got one, and Nowatzki got one. So
Barnes played pretty good tonight.
He did. He was active.
He was active. Cunningham came in and made a play.
Cunningham made that on that four down stand early in the game. I think he made the tackle on 3rd down, and then on 4th down, that was Jack Campbell who forced the fumble. That I think did we recover that?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Either way, we were going to get the ball wherever he landed. But yeah, it was forced by Jack, and then who recovered it? Maybe Jack recovered it too. There was two guys pursuing on that play. I don't know if it was Hutch. No,
it was 4th down, and Lamar recovered it. So
okay, Lamar covered. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it was Campbell and one of the defensive linemen that pursued, but
it was Reed. It was Reed out there.
That's okay. Reed was blitzing. Yep.
If Reed tackles my man before he recovers the ball, somebody picks that ball up and run.
Right, because he's not a count. Yeah, he's
There's no holding on when the ball's loose on the ground. He could have tackled Lamar, and he was going after the ball. He's trying to beat Lamar to the ball. If you tackle Lamar and let your teammate get the ball, he's running.
Can you yeah, I think you can. You don't see it very often, but
I see it often. Yeah,
where they tackle the guy that they want to recover it.
Yeah, you can tackle the person that there's no hold. When that ball's loose on the ground, you can throw somebody.
Anything goes. Yeah.
So all he had to do was tackle Lamar. The other person probably would have grabbed it, scooped it, and ran.
Yeah, it was 2-on-1. So somebody was wide the fuck open, huh?
But they just saw the ball and was like, let me get, but it was 4th down. And that was one of those things where it was 4th down. It was less than 2 minutes on the clock, and the Lions did not salt the clock, and they let them score before half. Like I said, the game's a lot. The game is not as close as the score implicates, because there were some plays that the Lions left on the field. The last score and then that score before half is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and the most exciting thing about this run defense, as good as it's been, is Ali McNeil coming back, pretty soon. Tyleik Williams has been kind of quiet, but
No, he was active.
Has he?
Last game.
Okay, yeah. You see, I didn't come to think of it. I didn't see much of the last game.
This game, he had like 2 or 3 tip passes. He wreaked havoc in the middle versus
game
versus the Bears. The game,
okay, gotcha.
But he was very quiet today.
Yeah,
very quiet today. But he's a D tackle. He probably did some things that we didn't notice. So
for sure,
definitely gonna run it back and watch it, and look over it again.
He's not on the stat sheet here. I don't even see Tyleik Williams' name.
Yeah, but like sometimes the D tackles take up.
Yeah, they're eating up. They're eating up the blockers, and making creating opportunities for guys like Barnes, who who had 7 solo tackles today. So
Barnes was eating today.
definitely,
Campbell was eating today.
it's good to see. It's good to see. The linebacker core did pretty good as a whole, and good to see Derek Barnes back because he missed most of last year with injury. So
now I'm going to watch Woodward Sports tomorrow, right?
I stopped watching them.
Oh, I'm definitely going to watch they put out a lot of clips, a lot of good clips too. So
yeah, I do watch that. I
guarantee you, they give a lot of props to Muhammad. Guarantee.
Oh man. Oh, I mean, deservedly so. And I did want to see what he, because he's no longer somebody that you can hide behind. The team. We know when coaches like certain guys, and just the way they love the name that that's shall remain nameless, but he's on the IR right now. But he put the confidence in on Muhammad, so it's like, okay, now we want to see what you can do. Now that you are a showcase player that they're going to be game planning around, because Muhammad's 30 years old. He's been around the league.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't know. I think he played linebacker for most of his early career. So, this is not somebody that is, highly touted and heavily, advertised. Yeah, I think he was a linebacker for most of his career, but he's kind of came out of nowhere, and he's been good as a pass rusher and a run defender. So I'm really he's going to be heavily praised, especially because he's holding down a spot that has been so heavily scrutinized.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what's happened before or this, that, and other, he got to be accounted for now. You better account for him. I think he leads the team in sacks. He had 2.5 today. He had 1 against the Bears, at least. So I know he has 3.5 sacks, and I think he leads the teams in sack. And Hutch has 2.
Yep. And he had the punch out, which was very, very important. So, because I was kind of I won't say I was dogging Hutch, but it's like, come on, man.
You were dogging Hutch.
I was.
I got the evidence in my phone.
If you pulled up a screenshot, y'all probably look at me crazy, but but I don't. I still got to figure out who the left was. That right tackle, the right tackle of the Ravens. That dude had
right tackle or left tackle.
Well, you know what? Hutch gets lines up wherever he wants to, but he had Hutch locked up in jail for a minute.
Yeah,
Roger Rosengardner.
The sack he got though, it was just like,
second round pick from last year. Okay, rookie team. Yeah, okay, he's a dog. He's definitely a dog.
That sack he got though, he was all over Jackson. He was all over Lamar.
Oh yeah. That was I remember that one.
Yeah.
So,
it was over. There was no getting away from that.
Got to keep it coming though. Got to Packers. We'll see how they do moving forward. I mean, I think the Commanders played about as bad as I've ever seen. The Commanders played about as bad as I've ever seen them play. Obviously, Daniels ended up being hurt and didn't even play this past Sunday. So there's that. But they barely who they play in game 2. Oh no, he played the Commanders, and then they lost to the Browns. So yeah, obviously the Lions dropped dropped an egg in the first game. So once again, we'll see how the Packers do over the next couple weeks, because everybody jumped on that bandwagon with the Micah Parsons situation and then beating up on Washington. But who's out here losing to the Browns? And hopefully that this doesn't get clipped up. Who doesn't lose to the Browns?
Yeah, he's a defensive. I mean, there's no doubt that Micah Parsons is is a talent, but
Mhm.
he hasn't made a big difference on that team on the defense. Like he hasn't really done much.
No,
And you
I'm sure
shouldn't
he's still on
expect,
a pitch count right now.
yeah, and you shouldn't expect much with the back injury and him just getting there and getting acclimated. I'm sure he'll get better as the year goes along, but it is what it is. He wasn't the reason we lost. He got a sack versus us, but we just played horribly.
It was good for theatrics for sure. It made for a great story. I mean, he got traded there days before the season started. I mean, yeah, before the season started. So, bravo. We'll see where you're at later on because we still got something for that ass later on in the year.
Talk your stuff, Foster.
Hey, I'm in my bag right now.
Yeah.
I'm sober.
What? Well, you had,
I'm saying no what?
Work week. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that, but I'm just saying,
You were shocked. You were.
I mean, well, it's not you. It's like game day. People have, people drink on game day on Monday Night Football. People drink.
They do.
It wasn't a shot at you. It's just the mood says it's a happy festive time in sports. You drink.
This is a big win. I'm sure there were some people that would have bet their house on the Lions losing this game.
Well, like I said, going into Baltimore, having played, see what it is Baltimore has played very solid to be 1-1. They lost to the Bills, and there was a comeback win.
Oh, they're 1-2 now. But yeah, they were 1-1 going into the game.
Yeah, but they should have beat the Bills. They were up. The Bills came back. They were up 10 in the fourth quarter, and the Bills.
Okay. Yeah.
And they Baltimore looked like they were one of those teams, but they let that game slip away. They beat Cleveland, and nobody held that loss against the Bills as Baltimore's not any good like they did us. We lose to Green Bay that first game, and it's like, oh, these guys are horrible. Their interior line is bad. It's not the same Lions, and there was a lot of doubters.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you, it was a lot of doubters until like the third quarter of that Bears game.
Yeah, because they played us pretty tough in the first half. What was it, tied? Or no, we scored at the end of the half to take the lead. I can't remember.
Yeah, but the third quarter, it was just BTA.
Let me see the Detroit fans in the building.
There's Victory Fago. Okay.
That's right. Talk that Detroit shit.
So it was like, nobody looked down at the Ravens. Nobody looked down at the Ravens because of that loss versus the Bills. But
Bills are a pretty good team.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something. Did the Tigers play tonight?
No, thank God.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, we got to solely lock in and focus on the Lions and not have to worry about, what to make of the Tigers. We'll worry. We got the rest of because the rest of the season is going to go real fast. I think by week's end, it'll be over, if I'm not mistaken.
Did the Tigers lose the whole lead? Are they second place now?
We are up one game. We're up by one. But the next three are against Cleveland, so we can we control our own destiny. We have the balls in our court. So
in Cleveland,
correct. Well, we've been terrible at home, so
MSU Detroit fan says Red Wings preseason begins tomorrow, so at least the Lions won't be the only counter to the Tigers' failures. Oh,
preseason. We get there. We gotta get excited about preseason.
That makes me feel good there, MSU Detroit fan. Hype about preseason to ignore the Tigers. That's not good.
We control our own destiny, though.
Foster, you're not giving up, and I like that.
I'm just saying that at this juncture we do, but I'm not confident at all. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Well, however it goes, it goes. I would love to be on the wrong side of what my heart is telling me.
Well, we'll see. Is these the last 3 games?
No, there's 3 more after the Cleveland series against Boston, who's going to be tough too, and that is in Boston.
So 6 games on the road.
Yes, sir, to close out the year. And there's 6 days left in the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. So Monday, the playoff picture will be 100% clear.
All right. Well, will the Tigers at least make the playoffs?
We're going to need to, more than likely, we're going to need to win the division. We won't be able to depend upon the wild card game because we've just lost too many games. We're like 0 for our last 10 games or something like that.
Let's talk Lions, man. Before we close it out, Foster, put a bow on this, man. I know it's getting late. We said we was gonna get out of here before midnight.
Okay, yeah, cool, yeah. Perfect. The game was one of the trenches. This was a game that I won't say we needed it, but this is a game that we are going to look back on and remember that hey, we bounced back the week before and we followed it up with a game with a victory that if there was any question of flukiness and the lack of just lack thereof belief that the Bears would he was like, it's the Bears. But going into Baltimore and beating them is huge. So we just proved once again that we can, win games in the trenches, put up a bunch of points against a pretty tough defense. And it's something that the interior offensive line can build on. This is yet another game where we don't give up a single sack the entire game. That's huge. It's pretty big for the 2 essentially rookies, Christian Mahogany and Tate Ratledge. So yeah, I'm extremely happy about that, and we need to just keep it rolling. I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll talk more about it in a couple of days, but ain't no effing way we lose to the Browns at home.
MSU Detroit fan says, Lions, please don't follow.
Thank you. Just come on. No.
I mean, we got the heads up, so we know they're on notice. So no, we're not gonna sleep. MSU Detroit fan also says, saw a stat. First time Baltimore has not had a sack in a
I know what he's saying.
Game in 57 games.
They haven't had a game where they didn't get at least 1 sack.
Yeah. For sure.
I had to think about it, but damn, 57. That's a couple seasons. That's like 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah, it's 3 and 9 games. Well, it's 3 seasons and 6 games, something like that now. So,
what?
We got a bunch of watchers in here. We have 133 people, and I would behoove myself not to remind everyone to subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube. Go right now. Subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on all the aggregators. That's anywhere you can listen to a podcast. You can find me in B. Foster at Bleachers and Speakers, FFSN. Those are platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music. Just type in Bleachers and Speakers, FFSN. Make sure you follow on us. Make sure you download those episodes so we can know who's listening, and make sure you hit the notification bell on so when we do drop content, you will get an alert. So, Foster, we're gonna get out of here. We are almost at the midnight hour. We are definitely going to get out of here. I want to remind everybody again to subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube.
Get your lick back. If a nugget gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop letting